Every family has a story. Some stories are spoken and some are lived in silence. This is the story of how I learned to stay whole when relationships fractured without explanation. The marriage. For more than a decade, my marriage was quietly eroding. Not in dramatic explosions, but in small, persistent acts of sabotage, emotional withdrawal, hostility, and choices that made it clear I was no longer seen as a partner. I stayed, not because I was blind and not because I didn't feel the damage. I stayed because I didn't want to harm him financially and because my children were teenagers who needed stability. I reacted at times. I'm responsible for those moments. But the full story is more complicated than a single reaction. It was years of trying to hold a family together while losing myself inside it. Eventually, the fractures spread beyond marriage. My sister stepped away. My child, Michelle, withdrew completely. No conversation, no explanation, no moment where someone said, "This is what hurt me." I found myself cast as the villain in a narrative I didn't understand, labeled an idiot for not being able to guess or prophesy the reason. Exile without clarity is a specific kind of grief. It's not just loss, it's confusion, shame, and the ache of being punished without knowing the crime. I've spent years trying to understand my own patterns. I have looked at the places where I was overwhelmed, where I reacted, where I didn't have the tools I needed. I have learned to forgive myself, not because I'm perfect, but because I'm human. I have stopped chasing explanations from people who won't give them. I have stopped trying to rewrite someone else's perception of me. Healing for me has become an internal practice, choosing compassion over self-blame, choosing responsibility over shame, choosing to rebuild my identity outside of anyone else's narrative. Grief has become a teacher. Exile has become a turning point. The universal message. Many people are living in exile from someone they love. Many are carrying grief for relationships that ended without conversation. Many are trying to forgive themselves for things they didn't even know were wrong. If you are one of them, I want you to know this. You are allowed to exist outside of someone else's story. You are allowed to heal without reconciliation. You are allowed to love yourself even if someone else refuses to. I cannot control how others see me. I cannot force repair where there is no willingness. But I can choose how I understand myself. I can choose to stay human, even in the face of rejection. And in that choice, I find peace.